Apparently, as we speak, Kalonzo is in trouble. Kalonzo is in trouble. Despite having the 1.2 million votes, or let's talk of 1.5 million votes of the Kamba region, or maybe not of the Eastern region, he needs an additional community to support him, or maybe only talk of a backyard to support him in 2027. And against all odds, he's also eyeing the Mount Kenya region. He thinks having a Jeremiah Kioni, Ferdinand Waititu, it's enough. He lost it the moment Uhuru Kenyatta went to bed with William Ruto. That's how he lost it. Now, that is not the basis of my analysis here today. Today, I want to talk about Kalonzo's event where he went to church in Limuru and then people walked out of church. When I look at this closely, why do you think church members could walk away from Kalonzo? He has not been accused of anything. He has not gotten into government, but people decided to walk out of the church. This means I can take it from different angles. The first one, people are tired of the issues to do with church politics. People taking advantage of where people are seated to worship, and then they sit there, they go there and start politicking on the pulpit. That is one of the things that could have made people to do what? To boycott, actually to walk out when the moment the politicians started speaking. In this country, we have politics. Imagine now we tolerate these people in charge for the next 3 years. So by the end of 2027, it shall be hell. Like even church, you can't just go to church and even enjoy yourself. People would go to church because of Kalonzo, or people might leave going to church because of such kind of politicians. So that's one of the reasons as why I feel strongly that probably that's why people walked out of Kalonzo. The second thing, it is maybe local instigation. Some of these politicians locally, they know what to do. They can people can come to church and they can actually even ensure they pay them for them to walk out when you start speaking. That's one of the ways to intimidate Kalonzo Musyoka and his team, particularly those people from Central Region. Now, first of all, I don't have too much experience about Mlima, but I feel strongly that people have been rejected in the mountain region rarely makes sense to them. For instance, you've been elected, or if you and then vied again, then later on you tried another time to vie, and then people don't select you, they reject you. Probably making sense to the people of the mountain is not easy. It's not easy. Show me even one leader was made a comeback. Ni ngumu sana. Now, we had people like the Mbogwa, Nakuru County first governor. This gentleman got into power after 5 years. Lee Nyanjua akamtoa. When he tried to get back against Lee, aligongwa nje vibaya sana, and that's how he ended up going to work in State House. Now, that's just an example. William Kaboko the same. He has tried as governor, he was rejected, and that's how he has been going home, right, left, and center. I mean, he's trying to vie, things don't go well. So the fact remains that once you've been rejected on the ground, rarely do they make comebacks. And all those that Kalonzo is having, most of them are rejectees. Jeremiah Kioni, rejected. Ferdinand Waititu, rejected. Those are people who stood for various seats and they were rejected in their respective constituencies. So that means very well that Kalonzo Musyoka is poor in planning. So having such people and then you expect to be listened to, it's really hard. Also, I don't know whether he took the local members of parliament or even former at the same Limuru, but if he did not do so, that's also another failure that he meant. He did not involve the local people. The local people. Now, Kalonzo, he believes in going to church as a strategy. He's doing exactly what William Ruto used to do. He told us that at a certain time that he's going to do exactly what William Ruto used to do. So he wants to start campaigning now for 3 years. He cannot manage, first of all, because of the financial issues. Secondly, you cannot copy someone's strategy. You reach somewhere like a roundabout and you will not know which direction to go to. So Kalonzo, if he's trying to copy William Ruto and going to Mlima churches, very difficult. It can't work. It can't work. So in terms of strategy, Kalonzo Musyoka must sit down and strategize or get new strategists on board. You can hire me. I can give him a very nice strategy on how to get out of how to get to the people. But basically, this is what he needs to do. He needs to at least have appointment. Sit down first before going to various places, because you cannot move with Jeremiah Kioni from Nyandarua all the way to Limuru. You expect him to have a say there. Yet you have local leaders. Or get Waititu to go there and say yet he was rejected. It is difficult. Now, another thing I want to say is this. Another reason I feel strongly that these people were also rejected where people walked out of that place because of the Gachagua effect. We cannot underrate that the mountain is slowly shifting to Rigathi Gachagua unless a miracle happens and people, or Gachagua, maybe something happens and Gachagua afanye blanda, watu wa shift toka kwake. But in the meantime, the fact remains that the Mlima listens to Gachagua, and Gachagua, checking across the kind of reception is receiving in various parts of the country, probably you can go through Mlima through Gachagua. The people have said it. So if people have said it, and then you go to Limuru without him, probably there's this question like, where's Gachagua? What has he said? Or probably even he himself could have gotten involved through telling the people, don't turn up in church. Or the moment they start to speak, walk out. So there's a signal that is being sent, of course, to Kalonzo Musyoka that you need to sit down and strategize. And also, you need to hit Rigathi Gachagua so that you guys can link up and talk and share about the politics of the mountain. Now, another thing I feel strong is that there's this perception that Kenyans have about Kalonzo Musyoka. First, nobody can trust him. Trusting Kalonzo Musyoka, it's really hard. Like me, I don't trust him. As we speak right now, how can you tell me that Kalonzo Musyoka is not with Uhuru Kenyatta? How can you tell me that Kalonzo Musyoka with Uhuru Kenyatta are not in good terms because he joined government? We cannot do that. How can you tell me that Jeremiah Kioni was not aware that William Ruto went and is not aware what's happening? You cannot rule out that. So these people are just playing with our mind. So people don't trust them. People don't trust Kalonzo. People don't think that Kalonzo is able to beat even William Ruto. So this kind of lack of trust is also a big issue that can make people even in the church to walk out from Kalonzo. But then it's not only church. Kalonzo Musyoka has not been receiving proper welcome in various parts of the Mlima, which he has been going of late. Hajapata. That is a clear indication that Kalonzo Musyoka cannot challenge William Ruto in 2027. And that's why we say that Kenyans are waiting for a name to come up. A name that will take William Ruto home. A name. And that's why when you see Matiang'i is a threat, Ndini Nyoro is a threat, it's not a joke. Kalonzo Musyoka has proven beyond reasonable doubt that is unreliable. And I'm telling you this, I'm not having any personal differences with the Kama region, but I'm just simply saying that you could have given us Kivuda Kibwana. Probably people have a perception that he's a performer. And also, apart from that, I think performance is what we need as a country. To finish with, if you check closely what's happening right now in Kenya, there are factions right now that are seriously engaged in politics right now. The Gachagua faction, Kalonzo faction, William Ruto, Raila and Uhuru faction. All these factions are just revolving around the same people, saying same things. And this is seen by all Kenyans, that these people are the same thing. So probably people are also tired with this regime. Tired with them completely, the Kanu regime in short. So they really don't want to listen to them, and that's why I feel strongly that Kalonzo decided to, was humiliated in Limuru. I don't know what's your take as far as Kalonzo is concerned, but as to me, I feel strongly that Kalonzo is failing on his strategy.